This is the Nissan Maxima car stereo removal for the 2007. You probably get two intros on this one. Later in this video I'll mention that all the connectors are the same. In reality they are not. There are two connectors that are the same. One goes to the top display unit, one plugs into the radio, and the one that plugs into the radio is within the wire bundle that comes up with all the connectors for the stereo. The upper display has a connector that fits it that's all by itself, not wired into the connectors for the stereo. So just watch those two when reinstalling or removing the stereo. On with the video. We've just removed the stereo from a 2007 Nissan Maxima. We're going to go back through the process because we've repaired the CD changer portion of the radio, and we're going to put it back in the dash and show you how the dash comes apart so that you can remove the stereo and send it in for repair. We're going to start with the gear shift. Gear shift has a little collar at the bottom. The silver column slides down. This gives access to the little spring on both sides. We're going to remove the spring, lift the gear shift up, place the spring back on the gear shift, and pull up the collar and match it up and slide it into place. That'll be ready for when we go to put it back on the gear shift. We're going to pry the silver panel up from around the center console, bring that up. There is a bulb that's on the side here, and we're going to twist and release that one. We're going to set the parking brake, and then we're going to push the button down on the side of the gear shift here, and this will allow you to pull the gear shift back for better access. Then we're going to pry the wood grain panel up in this particular vehicle up around the dash. This will release all the way up and around. And we're going to pull it back from the dash, the opening up over the gear shift. This will give access to the large connector at the very bottom that's coming out of the center console. There is a trigger on this connector that we're going to push down. And when you push this trigger down, it releases the connector and removes the connector. There's no need to key any of these or label any of these connectors. They are all keyed differently with different spots and sizes, and same goes for the car stereo. They may look very similar, but they are different, and they only fit back to one spot, so there's no need of labeling any of these connectors. Now with the center console off, we're going to remove two screws that go upwards on the right, or one on the right. This is a Phillips screw. It's not the Torx that's right next to it. And over here on the left is a second Phillips screw. Okay, now next we're going to take our pry tool and pry along the edge of the panel. This should release up. Pry up both sides along the top, and this panel will release from the dash. Now we have not turned the ignition on, and we have the passenger airbag light here at the bottom of this panel, and it's very important that you do not turn the ignition on in the course of having this airbag light disconnected. It will throw a false signal to the computer, and you'll have to go to the dealership in many cases to have them get that blinking to stop. But on this connector there's also a trigger we're going to push down and release and remove that panel. If the car stereo was still in the dash, we'd be bolted right into that big opening there, and we're going to remove the mounting screws for this center portion that houses the stereo. One mounting screw on the right bracket at the bottom, one mounting screw on the mounting bracket at the left, one mounting screw top right, and then remaining mounting screw top left here of the upper display module. Now we're going to remove the whole cage. Normally this would be with the car stereo as it comes forward. Usually you have to work your way up towards the back to get to any of the connectors. And we have several connectors at the very top, or one at the very top that releases. This connector is one for the stereo. We have the AC controls here that we're going to release the triggers on and remove the connectors. Same with the remaining connector. We're going to push the trigger down and remove the connector. Next you would remove the 4 mounting screws from each side of the bracket. Usually loosen one of the other screws so that the bracket can be widened so you can remove the radio right out the front of the face. Hope this video has been helpful. This is how you remove the stereo from a 2008 Nissan Maxima. Thank you for watching.